Alright, so this one's going to be pretty quick because there's not really a whole lot to this thing. Show you how to put an oil pressure gauge in your B13. This one will kind of go both ways for the GA16 and the SR just because it's really relatively all the same. But yeah. If you drive an SR, this is going to be on the block with the oil pressure switch in there instead of being directly in the block like on the GA. And just for reference, this is an SR sender, and this is the GA. Same thread pitch size. This is the GA one. Yeah. Threads, same thread pitch. It's like it's a M10, which I don't know what that is, and fucking the actual whatever the thread is called, British something thread. But yeah, it's the same for the SR and the GA, so video goes both ways. I went and did this from the top because I already had the upper intake manifold off, but you can easily access this. Not easily, but actually, yeah, probably pretty easily access this from the bottom. But, one sec. This is your oil pressure sender, whatever thingy, dummy light indicator. And it goes into the block right there, right next to the oil filter. Basically, you have to get, if you get, a little kit or whatever from AutoZone for your oil pressure, line, gauge, whatever, it doesn't come with the right size adapter for this. You need metric adapter. It's all American. So I had to order this thing, which literally was more expensive than the kit for the line itself. The line kit was like $5, and that after shipping was like $12. So kind of a rip-off, but whatever. So yeah, you needed it was an M10, which is metric, to 1/8 inch NPT, which is something I can't think of it right now. I'm having a space moment. NPT, National Pipe Thread. That's what it is. Couldn't think of it. Brain fart. But yeah, so you need that converter, and that's basically what that first piece you see is right there. That's the converter piece that then goes into that, and then I just used a hard line. Also, that's another thing. This is like a manual oil pressure gauge, so I have an oil line going to my interior. It would be different if you were doing electronic fuel pressure gauge. You would need to get it would be a little sender unit. It'd be actually fairly similar because it would be going in the same place in the block, but instead of doing the hard line, you'd be putting in a fitting similar to the one that I showed you, but that would be wired right to your gauge. I'm doing hard line. So yeah, ran the hard line through there. I put a little rubber grommet through the firewall and a plug I already had there from AC condenser. And then ran that in here to the oil pressure gauge. I moved the radio down. That's also pretty easy. You just like shave down the brackets and like move them a little bit. Move the radio down there. Made a little plate out of a old license plate and threw the pressure gauge in right there. And that's basically it. One other good tip I'll tell you is A, Teflon tape all your connections, and B, when you are Teflon taping, make sure you go with the way that the threads go so that like when you're turning it, it doesn't just undo your Teflon tape. It twists with it. I don't know if that makes any sense. But yeah, that'll help it so as you're tightening it, your Teflon tape doesn't just back itself off. But that's basically it. I have the car all apart, obviously, so I'm not really going to be able to see if it leaks or not until I get it all together, but my idle's kind of fucked up right now because of the fucking idler control being removed, but she works. I snugged everything up pretty tight. I Teflon taped all the connections, so I should be pretty good. But that's basically it. Oil pressure gauge on the B13. Yeah. Subscribe if you want to see more little, shit on B13s or just car shenanigans in general. And yeah, I'll see you next time.